A strategic move leads to a very specific end result, which is usually part of a bigger goal, and it is achievable within a span of 6 months to a year with the resources you probably already have. It's a realistic target which you can achieve with reasonable efforts without completely overwhelming yourself. To decide what your next strategic move is going to be, you have to get a very clear picture of where you stand in your life right now. The way I would go about it is by writing down in as much detail as I can about my current life situation, and I like to cover a few important points like my finances, health and fitness, social life and personal relationships, career and business opportunities that I might be exploring, skills that I already have, and my achievements. Going into detail about these things gives me a clear picture of where I stand in my life, and it helps me analyze what all possibilities my present situation allows. You can write in detail about anything that you feel is important for you, but I feel like these are the core points which help you decide what your next step looks like. When it comes to analyzing my finances, I like to look at my savings, my investments, my income, and my expenditure. And I also tend to make a note of any big purchase that I might have coming up. I'm already in the habit of tracking my finances every single day, so I tend to keep a note of things I'm spending my money on down to the T. I would try to track even the smallest of purchases. This gives me a very clear picture at the end of the month of where my money went, and it also gives me an indirect idea of what I do with my time. For the health and fitness part, I try to measure things. I would measure my body weight, my body fat percentage. Then I would write down what my strength situation currently looks like. So I would write down what my max bench is, my max squat, and my max deadlift. I would also get into the details of my current cardiovascular stamina situation. So I would get into how much I can swim without stopping or run without having to take a break. Analyzing your social life and your personal relationships gets a little difficult because you don't really have a scale that you could use, but if you try to write down about it in as much detail as you can, you'll have a good picture of what it looks like. For my career, I would look at my current situation and see if it aligns with my vision of the dream life. I would get into the details of the current challenges I have in my career. I would also try to analyze if my career is making me happy or not. I'm actually quite excited about where my career is going. I'm about to begin my residency this very month, and I'm really looking forward to it. I know it's going to throw a lot of challenges at me, but I feel like I'm ready to take on it. I like to put a strong emphasis on my achievements and skills because we tend to forget what all skills we've acquired and the things we've overcome and achieved. But once you put these things in writing, it gives you a confidence boost and make you feel like you are ready to take on the world and that you can maneuver through life and its challenges. For me, one of the biggest achievements till now is becoming a doctor and cracking one of the most difficult residency entrance exams in India and securing a seat for residency. I like to remind myself of all the skills that I have, like I can shoot and edit decent videos. I can play multiple instruments, that always comes in handy. I can make and produce music. I can do some public speaking. I used to be in a bunch of bands, so I used to play a lot of gigs, and I don't have stage fear, which makes me feel really confident about myself. Once I'm done analyzing my current situation, I can get into details about what my vision for the future looks like, and then I can start reverse engineering the steps I need to take to get there. Some of the very big goals that are to be considered are marriage, children, buying a house, paying off student loans if you have some, or if you're doing some business, the goals that you have in your mind of where you would like to see it in the next 5 years. You need to know the when, the why, and the how of any of these big goals that you've been trying to achieve, and then you start breaking them down in smaller targets which can be achieved in the span of 3 months, 6 months, or a year. I hope this video gives you a general idea about how to go about deciding your next strategic move. This video was inspired by Captain Sinbad's video about your next strategic move and how it can change your life in the next 6 months. I hope you found some value in this video. Please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and I'll see you in the next one.